I'm ready to go.
Thank you. That was good.
It's a good intro.
I've been thinking about doing an Instagram series of random jingles of like throughout my day because I do it already.
Yeah.
Like if I see someone weird,
Yep.
like when I'm driving, I'll
Jingle it.
yeah.
It's yeah.
That could take off.
I
Yes.
think it could.
Why not TikTok? I don't know much about TikTok.
Probably either.
I don't know
both.
much. Actually, I just said it because that's what's in, but I don't know much about. I don't have a TikTok, so I don't know much about it. But I feel like that's the wave that if you're doing that, it might work.
Because nothing's funnier to me than a person that can actually sing, but they use their gift or their talent for nonsense. Like that guy that I shared, he was playing piano, singing about chain restaurants.
Wow.
I'm like, this is genius.
Yeah.
Who, Trey Kennedy. First time I heard him, he's pretty funny. He does a lot of skits and stuff. But the first time I heard him, he was going in on like some singing, but it was also like you were saying, it was just kind of like ridiculous.
It's like nonsense, but it's hilarious.
But you could tell like, oh, there's actual talent.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's always very shocking.
His pear is amazing.
It's good, right?
This one's good.
I'll take a pear pack.
I think
day.
I like this one better than the passion fruit one, and I'm a passion fruit guy.
That's a bold statement. I'm gonna have to get a pair next.
Yeah, I get it.
I like pears.
On David Portnoy's tier list of Nooners, I'm pretty sure pear unseated one of his favorites, which I think was watermelon.
Wow.
So he had like a 3, I think watermelon, cranberry, and I forget which other one he was a fan of, but pear.
Damn.
Pear
Okay.
goes hard. I highly recommend
Before, I didn't know they came out. Pear's new, right? It's a new flavor.
it. Tailgate pack.
Before that, his one was passion fruit.
The pool pack.
Yeah. I don't know. They're releasing these in series.
Listen, hey, they get you with these because you're like, all right, what's next? We got a winter pack coming up. Give me
gonna
some
be?
new flavors. You
Like
know what
what?
I'm saying?
What's a flavor? Snickerdoodle?
Ooh, whoa.
That might be weird.
I mean, if you, that might be
They
weird.
should have saved the cranberry for the fall because, like,
I mean,
turkey,
tailgate.
cranberry.
You're kind of there. You're kind of there. You know, football season, tailgating,
What flavors are we talking about in the winter? I don't know what.
hot chocolate.
Wow. By the way, Dave, if you're listening, we could use a pack or two. Send them right over.
Keep it
We're
coming.
plugging you like crazy right now.
We will sponsor.
The
You
least
can
you
sponsor
could
the
do.
episode.
The least.
This episode is sponsored by High Noon.
High noon.
Exactly.
Thank you. Welcome everybody to the Offbeat Podcast, the podcast about music and literally everything else. My name is Rick. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Today to my right, as always, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Xander. Hey, you know what?
That intro.
You're very welcome, Xander with an X. Obligatory
Yes.
at this point.
Obligatory.
Obligatory. And of course, to my left, 413 Zone,
Woo!
Oh yeah,
Shannon O.
that's with an S.
Don't forget that full frame media, by the way.
Four for me.
We're here.
Yeah, we are here. We are here. Hey, Shannon, as always, man, I can't say it enough, and I'm going to say it again for the people. Guys, highly talented gentleman right here to my left, Mr. Shannon O, delivering nothing but quality content, quality video services, quality photography services.
Thank you.
So if you're looking for, some of those services, hit up my man's right here. Shannon.Ortega. Is that correct? At Shannon.Ortega on Instagram.
Yes, it is.
And if you want to hit up the official 413 Zone, it's at
Full Frame Media 413.
boom. There it
Got
is
it.
for the people, just in case. Want to make sure everybody got that. I'll make sure to drop that in the description. And as always, if you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all supporting us. Speaking of support, Xander, right off the top, that last podcast drop was a little spicy.
Let's talk
It
about
has
it.
some heat on it.
Let's talk
It
about
has some passion. Speaking of passion fruit, it has some passion. Don't want to regurgitate the topics, but certainly had a lot of people very interested in what you had to say. I think our demographic, our age group, plus, the era that we grew up in with a little bit of that, let's call it rigid religion, if you will. I think that's a good catchphrase. It had a lot to do with, how we grew up and what our worldview looked like. And I think that certainly impacted our relationships growing up. Shannon, would you say that's correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a little bit of influence, maybe.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. My goodness. But yeah, that was a hell of a topic. Xander, I think one of the things that I enjoyed the most about that topic was, quite frankly, it sounded to me like you were definitely, like a nerve was hit, right, Shannon? Like there was some feels.
Mm-hmm.
You were in your feels, as they say.
Well, like you just said, that if you grow up in this environment, this rigidness, you're bound to have some feels sooner or later. So, and that's just what it was. I think I just saw the opportunity and just went, wah, and just went all out.
I think you have to, man.
And yeah, and what a better place to do it here at the Offbeat Podcast.
That's right. We do love to go offbeat. Contratiempo, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Hey, that's the, for the bilingual folks out there.
The lingies. Is that?
That is an offensive term.
Is that derogatory?
That is very
How?
derogatory. Well,
Lingies?
let me just, I work in a school system. Me, growing up here, I went to Central High School. And at that time in Central, I actually was still in the bilingual program.
Another personal spot. Got it.
Say it again?
Another personal spot. Got it.
No.
Hitting another nerve.
Reason being is because it was that these are my friends that I grew up with. I don't necessarily want to go to, they do close on the normal classes now. So I had half normal classes. I had an English class, math class, and then I had my bilingual classes. And lingies was a term that was because we spoke two languages. We're bilingual. But it was because it's this whole American thing. It's Western BS that they think they're hotter shit than anybody else. And that's what it was. It was just, I know you're saying it might have a nerve. It did at that time. Now I don't really care. But now I'm seeing it now again, how I working in a school system, I see a kid that was him. He speaks two languages and he's getting called somebody derogatory because he speaks two languages. And I'm like, well, this is strange. And it's because the kids that are saying it, they don't really know.
Yeah.
I mean, I called everyone a lingui, but I'm bilingual.
Yeah.
You have a pass. You get to say it. Yeah.
But if we say, that's what I'm saying, it's cool. But let's say a white person comes in and says,
right.
It's like the N-word.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, not as aggressive. I mean, obviously we don't have to compare that. No. As far as like,
it's derogatory.
It's derogatory.
Let's just say that. Yeah, it's derogatory. That's it.
Let's not quantify the derogatoriness.
No, that's not what we're doing. But
no, we're not.
The fact that you can say it amongst within your culture.
I feel that. Dude, for me it was because I you hate to stereotype, but you could paint a picture, right? Like growing up, going to school, like you could paint a picture of a certain type of person. Like for me, and this is, I'm going to apologize in advance, but for whatever reason, Fila was a brand that was heavily associated with the bilingual folks of the time. Fila hoodies, Fila sneakers, Fila. And so I was like, well, I don't know that I could wear this. I don't feel like I'm part of the culture, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like, it's just different back then, man.
It was very different.
Yeah. So Xander, now in school, you're saying there's not quite it's not as binary. It's a little bit more fluid. I'm using those terms. I'm really sorry, guys. So it's not like bilingual classes as much as it's just you're in class now.
Yes. Right now, our classes are in English and good luck. So
Wow.
There is help in Spanish.
Yeah.
Like they have staff that help on in Spanish, but right now the teacher is in English. Yes.
Wow. So yeah, the bilingual classes. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that we've kind of come, kind of together on that a little bit. And maybe while it might be perhaps more challenging initially, I think long term is probably more beneficial to just be like, nah, man, just get up in here and learn this language, because like long term is going to be net positive or net benefit for you, instead of handicapping somebody and being like, no, we're only going to speak to you in Spanish and you're not going to learn English. Like,
Man, as much as I used to like call people lingies, every job that I got that was good for me, as far as like money wise, I got it because I was bilingual.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Absolutely. Same here.
Hey, it matters. But I worked for, I feel like I might have shared this once, but I worked for a bank in Holyoke anyway, period. Details don't matter. And yeah, I definitely had like steady clientele that would wait for me because I spoke Spanish, right?
Oh yeah.
They want that comfort. They want that like, my people, take care of my money, yada, yada, yada. So it matters. It absolutely matters,
Can I say something regarding that? Is yes, for us, we have to learn English because obviously, we're living in this country now that is predominantly English spoke. The English language is primarily spoken. So, but if we turn it around, why is it that the people that are native English language speakers don't learn how to speak Spanish? But if it's something like a trait that, hey, I should go to school to advance my education, it's never another language, and Spanish seems to be something that can greatly benefit a lot of people that are native English speakers. For example, I used to work at a high school where one of the guidance counselor, who she was white, spoke Spanish very well. And the Spanish community loved that because she took the time to learn the language, and she was getting all the parents that will go to her, even if they weren't their kids or their counselors, they will go to her because she would speak Spanish and make them feel welcome. So I'm just imagining, like, just to say you were working in any environment and you happen to be white or black and you start speaking Spanish to a Latino, we're gonna feel so gratefully for you to actually, wow, you speak Spanish, you took the time to learn a language and communicate with us. To me, that would be great.
Yeah.
If somebody would, again, from the English language speaking.
It's big, man.
Yeah, I think it's huge. I think it's a great trait to have in your resume and in life in general. Just the fact that you can be around and like, I know what he's saying. That's great.
I think they were saying Spanish is the language that's spoken the most around the world. If I'm not.
If Spotify's top 100 world music is any indicator, it's certainly
right.
heavily influenced with Spanish music. Actually, it's funny you mentioned that because just the other day, we buy Pringles at home every now and again. You get dabbled chip selection at home. You got your Lay's, you got your Cape Cod chips, Doritos. Anyway, we buy Pringles from time to time, and I'm chowing down on some Pringles, and I'm looking at the packaging, and the whole package is like both languages, English, Spanish, throughout. And I'm like, all right, Pringles.
Never noticed that.
Like, I didn't either. It just happened. I was like, damn, like, and it wasn't like small font. It was like 50-50. The font, like, this is a minor detail, but every place where there was words, it was 1-to-1. It wasn't like the Spanish words were smaller. They were like the same size. And I felt like, okay, that's different. Because normally when you see like, oh, it's alternate text, smaller font.
Yep.
But it was pretty prominent. So again, just reinforcing the point, like the Spanish speaking language is super prominent throughout our culture, throughout America, for sure. Mm-hmm. I would say it's obviously more concentrated in certain areas. Sure.
Yes. Speaking Spanish has got me out of binds. I remember one time I was traveling to Puerto Rico, and JetBlue changed their policy where if you get their cheap ticket, you don't get a carry-on at all. You just can bring a backpack. So I bought the cheap one, not knowing that you couldn't bring a carry-on at all. Mm-hmm. I was traveling with friends. It was 4 of us in total, and I told them to get the cheap one.
Yep.
We'll whatever. So I find out when I'm at the terminal that it's $75 to bring a carry-on.
Ouch.
So I'm like, now I feel like a douchebag because all my friends got to pay $75.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. So I go to the first lady. I was like, hey, we realized we bought the wrong one. She's like, oh, you're going to have to pay $75. What? Real, like, cutthroat. This was in New York, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, real cutthroat. Early in the morning, she's doing her job. $75.
Let's go.
I was like,
we got to go.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'll come back. So I go back. I tell my friends the bad news. I was like, all right. So I messed up. We all got to pay $75. I felt like crap. Mm-hmm. So I'm waiting a little bit. I was like, all right, how am I going to get out of this? So the lady that said no to me the first time disappeared. She goes to do something. There's another lady. Spanish lady.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, let me see if I can talk to this auntie and see if she can hook me up.
Hey,
so I went with the
girl.
Spanish because she had the accent. She had the Spanish accent.
Uh-huh.
I started with the corazón. And I explained to her the situation. She's like, oh, está bien, papi. Hooked us up.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, man, I saved every my $75. Felt good. Had to give her the corazón though.
Listen, I'm my insides are feeling warm, Shannon.
She hooked me up. So shout out to the auntie in New York.
I feel a certain type of way about that because there's something to that. There's something like homecoming, cultural, like
Oh, it was 100%
sameness,
cultural.
right? You just feel like, oh, you're one of us,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And free pass.
I had to tap into my Puerto Rican side, and it worked magically. She was like, "Oh, está bien, se le pasa a todo el mundo."
Yep.
She was like, "Eso es nuevo," so she hooked us up. And then we walked by the lady that said no to us. I'm like, let me not. She's the boss or something. I was like, let me.
That's
keep on going.
amazing. That's
Worked
amazing.
out.
But also, like, talk about social. What do you call it? Social, not currency. Like clout, social clout. Like being able to identify the situation, leverage your social abilities, plus the fact that you can speak Spanish, right? So your bilingual capability. And then leveraging that to be like, and now I walked in and I didn't have to pay. Where you almost, everybody was about to take a fat L on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Like that, talk about like, back pocket. By the way, I have this secret pass that you didn't know about, but here it is.
It worked out.
Yeah.
All about that charisma, Spanish charisma, or Puerto Rican charisma, to be specific.
Specifically.
Yes.
Mr. Bad Bunny would like to have a word about Puerto Rican charisma. My God, man. That guy's unstoppable, dude.
Yeah.
Took over the world. I just saw a post today of they had a picture of him when he was maybe like 5 years ago, and a picture of him now.
Was it real hood?
Wasn't real hood. He
Okay.
was your typical guy in Puerto Rico. Like, if you see the picture, you'll understand what I'm saying. I feel like we know a couple people here that that have that vibe, and when I show you the picture, you'll get it. However, this was 2000. He was they put a quote of his 2016. He said 2016 he was a stalker at the Icono grocery store,
Wow.
and in 2017 he was at the Latin Grammys. Wow, that's a crazy turn. If you look at his picture from 2016,
That's wild.
he looks
That's not even that long ago.
like he lives in Holyoke.
I saw the internet remains undefeated. There was, and there's been many iterations of this. Actually, there was a Drake one recently where it was like Drake and 5 years ago, and then Drake with the honestly never mind. It was funny, but so similarly with Bad Bunny, it was like real hood type of they were playing a video and the person in the background was just dancing like real hood gestures, and then cut to current. Yeah, you see in the cut to like current Bad Bunny, and he was wearing like some real tight, just very like it was spot on. Shout out to whoever that was on the internet.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, what's incredible is the amount of data that gets passed along in just memes. Like you could, like honestly, like we get news through memes these days. We get like cultural commentary through memes, like, and then like the remixing of a meme, but just using a different way to tell. It's fascinating, dude. Like the way that the internet can tell a story. There's something to that, man. It's a gift of our society in the fact that we've been able to like take this scene from this movie from 20 years ago, apply text to it out of context, but now suddenly it makes sense.
Yes.
Then the videos on top of it on TikTok give you more like context. So in the last week, I've learned more about the Queen via TikTok than I have just from living life.
It's incredible. Wifey was way into whatever the Crown was on Netflix, so
That's a show?
it was a show. It was about Queen Elizabeth. It was pretty good. We watched a couple seasons of it. I like watched it in passing. Any show that has good acting, I will give it a pass. I might not be into the subject matter, but like, oh, you got, all right, yeah, tell me this story. You know what I'm saying?
I love shows that talk about current events. Even if the acting's like subpar, if the storyline's good, I'm intrigued.
Yeah. Like you talking about like shitty role playing, like retelling or reenactment of a story.
Not reenactment, but let's say a movie like I'm trying to think of a movie that was crappy. That like this was I don't think it was necessarily crappy. The Jackson 5 movie.
Nope.
You never saw it?
Nah.
You never saw it? It was on VH1 like every other day.
Oh, you're going back. Okay.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about like recent.
Yeah. That movie, I say it's crappy because it's like 5 hours long. But because it was interesting to me, at least, because it was like a real. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
It was 5 hours long, that movie.
I mean, yeah, that's a commitment.
I mean, I didn't watch it. Boom. I think it was. Didn't they break it down? It was like a series, a mini series, wasn't it?
No, I don't know. I don't know exactly how it came out. I know I watched it at some point, top to bottom. They gave it on like VH1 with all the commercials. I was there for 5 hours watching it.
Wow, marathon that thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of music, Jackson 5. I mean, timeless. Timeless?
I say Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson is timeless.
No disrespect to the Jackson.
Fair enough. You know what? I might agree with you on that take. You can't give me no ABC in today's day and age, but I'll take a Billie Jean. Yo, can we actually, before I segue to where I was trying to go, real quick, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on this, but lately I have, like, there's a strong like resurgence of music styles from like when we were growing up. Whether it's like very 80s synth pop or straight up like old club music, or bro, I heard this song the other day from Usher, and I literally had to like, what the hell is this? Like, I had to like do the thing where you like tell me what song this is on my phone. It's City Girls featuring Usher, and the name of the song is called Good Love. And it is a straight up like clubhouse beats, and I'm like, I cannot believe like this is like current 2022 music. So to my point about the Jackson 5, like, you're not gonna get that maybe like an ABC type song, but like there is a lot of like resampling of like old stuff. And I could be wrong, but I don't feel like that was as common back in the day. Am I wrong?
I think what we're witnessing is we're getting old.
Of course.
So the stuff that we were enjoying, I just had this conversation not so long ago.
Okay.
The stuff that I was enjoying as a young person, because of my age now, is coming around as samples, as I forgot what song it was that made me have this discussion with everybody. I think it's more that, or a combination of both, because even back when we were growing up, they were sampling stuff from years before us. So I just think it's the history repeats itself.
Yeah. Facts.
That we're just noticing it because we're like in the middle of, we're just old.
And we do have more data too, right? So to that point, it's like, because we have that data, we're able to be like, I know where this is from. I know where that's from. I was listening to, like not even an hour ago, David, who's the club guy? David Goetti? Yeah, that dude. I can never say his name.
Club guy.
It was, that song from like 10 years ago, I'm blue. It was that song, but like a new version of it. And like it was slightly different, and it was a girl singing. I'm like, is this the same? It's a little bit different, but it's basically the same.
I think it's a combination of the sampling of old stuff, but also people are coming up with old vibe. Like Silk Sonic, Leave the Door Open.
Hey.
That's a retro vibe, and that song took off.
Yes, it did.
I don't know if it was sampled. If anything was sampled, I don't think so.
The whole album, though. The whole album was like hitting that
Retro.
like soul 70s ass Motown vibe.
The album was mid.
The album,
but
I might agree with you.
I listened to it. I'm like, man,
a couple on there that are bangers.
A couple. But overall, I'm like,
What's that one? Was that a real fire ass one? It's like a It's like a you know what time it is kind of song. You know what I'm saying?
Is it Leave the Door Open, is it?
Nah, it's not Leave the Door Open. It's another one. After Last Night. After Last Night is
yes.
a banger.
Yeah.
You-
That was dope.
if y'all haven't listened to that one, why don't you go ahead and dim the lights a little bit and play that shit?
All right, so
Yes.
so we're talking about Silk Sonic.
Uh-huh.
I don't even know how to start.
Here we go.
Oh, shit. Buckle up, you guys.
Going off beat.
No, they're great musicians. And I still don't know how to pronounce Anderson .Paak. Is that
Yeah,
how you
Anderson
pronounce-
.Paak.
Anderson .Paak.
Yep. Great drummer.
Yes.
Very talented.
Oh,
Big T.
artist. Let's just call him an artist. Just a great artist because he could sing, play, just artist. And Bruno Mars again. I'm having a hard time. It was fun to listen to their songs, but I would never play their songs because I want to play the song. Like if I listen to it, like when it came out, I was like, oh, this is pretty nice. This is cool.
Zeitgeist. You play it when it's there, yep.
Yep, but I like music that I can go down a couple years and I can replay it and go, damn, yeah. When I listen to their music, like you said, it's just, like I said, it's mid. Back to your term. It's just, I'm not calling it bad. I just find it very mid. And I'm like, man, these guys are great musicians and artists. Why is his music mid? What is it that's happening that I'm not like,
You're
damn.
talking about Silk Sonic
Yes.
specifically, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
specifically them.
Okay, yeah.
I don't listen to Bruno Mars, so I really can't say. I know his songs. I know what he does and how powerful he is as a singer. But I don't really mess with Bruno Mars, just to be honest. I don't know if you guys really like. I'm not saying that he's bad.
He's
Let's just be clear.
See,
I don't want to I'm not hitting on the dude. I'm just not picking him when I'm soul R&B. Bruno Mars
He's
is not.
not
on the
in
list.
He's not in my mix.
He's not. It's just.
I'm with you. But like 24 Karat, that song goes hard. I don't know if you guys have heard the live version of that song. Yo, okay, so here's where I will push back a little bit. So to your point from the last part where you said it's okay to not like something, I'm with you 100% on that. What I would push back on is say that they, specifically Silk Sonic, right? Silk Sonic leaned into musicianship in a way that pop music does not. Pop music gives 0 Fs about a talented musician, right? Unless you're like, it tends to be more genre specific, right? But like mainstream music tends to really not give a shit about the music and more just like, what's the vibe? What's the energy? Does it make me feel good, right?
Yes.
So I think that is where Silk Sonic leaned really hard into, let's get some really talented musicians and make some really nice arrangements. I think that is where they were focusing on, less so on, making like a banger, album, because that's part of the reason why I like Bruno Mars is, yeah, he has vocal chops, 1000%. But the musicians that he tends to have around him, especially when he's doing live stuff, unbelievable talent. So that's what I like. That's the part of Bruno Mars that I tend to enjoy more. Same with John Mayer. So when we're talking about the difference between musicians versus artists or pop star, right? Or pop icon or whatever you want to call them, they're kind of independent a little bit, right? Like Michael Jackson, nobody talks about Michael Jackson's musical abilities. He's a great dancer. He's a good singer.
Good entertainer.
Good entertainer. That's a great phrase. A good entertainer, yeah.
Whoa. 1 second. Michael Jackson, yes, is all that, but his songs are timeless. So, like Rock With You, Billie Jean, Bad. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I could play that right now. Rock With You, I could play right now and have a jam.
Yeah.
Have
I'm not
a
going
ball.
to disagree.
So, when it comes to that, the reason what I'm saying is, going back to, I don't want to get to Michael right now. Just going back to Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. Individually, they make good albums, good music. But together, they don't. And again, let me just be clear. Because it's not that it's bad music. I can listen to it and this is pretty nice, but I probably won't listen to it again. What I'm saying is, for example, Anderson .Paak, the Tiny Desk concert, if you guys haven't watched it yet on YouTube, watch it. He kills that whole concert.
He really does.
It's very entertaining. The music, everything is very good. I again, I don't really listen a lot to Bruno Mars, so it's kind of hard to have an opinion on him. Just the, the pop songs that he has. But a lot of people seem to like him. He has a very big market. I think his lyrics, though, that's the part that I just don't connect with so much in this Silk Sonic album. I don't know about you guys.
I mean, I tend to agree that I'm not pulling up Silk Sonic or Bruno Mars on my playlist ever.
Nah, right.
However,
It might pop up on the radio, like the radio.
But
mix.
if I'm at a cookout and they're playing it, whatever.
Sure.
I'm not
Sure.
I'm not gonna be like, hey, turn that off. Like it's just mid.
Yeah,
It's just popular music. That's
Right.
really what it is.
fair enough.
He's not a bad singer, bad artist. I mean, it's just not my cup of tea.
Good.
That's
Can I
what
just
I mean.
interject right now? Like you just said, you're not gonna pull him up. Who are you gonna pull up nowadays if you want to listen to soul or R&B?
Oh man,
Ooh, soul
gotta
or
go-
R&B? Wow, great
You
question.
gotta go back.
It could be Christian R&B too, by the way. It doesn't have to be. It could be any type of R&B, soul, or strong, powerful music that hits you.
You gotta
Damn.
go. You gotta go back, man. You gotta go back. They're not making R&B.
Whoever
like
it
they
is,
used to.
talk about it. Who is it?
It's hard, man. It's hard.
yeah.
Well, Rick, do you have anybody right now that comes to mind?
So okay, if you a couple artists come to mind, but like if I'm like
In the
Depends
R&B mood.
Depends what mood.
If I'm in a
'cause
R&B mood.
R&B has trees in it.
All right, you know what? Let's start with the PG R&B and get to the R-rated R&B. The safe and sultry, going back to it. So
Yeah,
the
safe
safe
and-
R&B. I want to listen to safe. There might be kids around.
So for me, like I don't think it's just one person. It's a collective.
Yes, name them.
So I'm thinking Maxwell.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
great
Sorry.
first choice,
Didn't mean to
great
go there.
first choice.
Go ahead.
Tank, some of his older stuff.
Okay.
He's different.
Nah, he's good.
I would say R. Kelly, but he's canceled.
Yep.
You say R. Kelly. Do you listen to R. Kelly still?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
I'm
No.
just asking.
What else?
If
Who
R. Kelly
else?
comes on the radio, you turning it off or you listening?
I'll tell you what.
Depends what's actually. You know what?
Whoa,
I'm guilty.
It depends on the song.
I'm guilty. You know what? I'm guilty of leaving it on. And you know what
Okay,
song it was?
That's it.
Remix to Ignition. That song started playing. I'm just like, ah.
No, let's just stop. It doesn't matter what song it is. It's probably gonna be a banger.
That one played. I'm just like,
R. Kelly
no,
had
there's-
some summer hits.
You know what? Let's just stop right there and just keep going with the conversation
Yep.
because we're gonna get on R. Kelly hard, and I don't want to.
Fair
So
enough.
again, who else is in your?
Great, by the way, great first. You see, my man said Maxwell and Tank, neither of which I would consider mainstream choices. So
oh, you gotta
I'm gonna give you
Music Soul Child.
Ooh,
He's in there.
See now,
Great choice.
now we're here.
Yeah.
now we're here.
Yeah,
And I consider them like R&B because like once they're like mainstream, I don't think it takes away from the R&B
yeah,
moniker
it's more
for
pop.
real.
It's more
Yeah.
pop. Yeah,
Okay.
I feel that.
Like Usher would probably be a great R&B artist, but I think he's more on the pop side. Although
Yeah.
he has some songs.
Yeah, but I feel like Usher at a certain point in his career just transitioned to we got to
pop.
make club hits.
Yeah.
Period.
Like no song comes in harder than You Got It Bad. That first
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
So it's a collective of different people. Sometimes you throw in some Anthony Hamilton.
Okay.
It's a collective of people.
No,
man.
I'm with it. I just want to know who you got.
Joe.
Great choices. Joe.
Wow.
Joe is definitely on my list.
Okay.
Joe, listen, I played some Joe back in my day. Like that guy was saying the shit I was feeling. I could get behind this. Yo, when he did that John with it was NSYNC and Joe, I forget what song that was. I'm drawing a blank right now, but like it was OP. You had, I mean, come on. All right, first of all, let's just get this out of the way. It's a big NSYNC fan. Also Backstreet Boys, but that's irrelevant. The point I wanted to highlight was the guy JC Chazé. My man did not get the credit he deserved. Justin just walked all over the entire, like, just walked all over them and was like, yeah, guys, sorry. It's just me. But that dude could sing, bro. Like, he has some vocals, man.
Yeah, use it.
Bro, I mean, whatever, man. Don't get me going down. Like, I play some NSYNC. Real talk. I'm not even gonna front. Like, I was in there. I was in that NSYNC bag.
man, you say how it is.
Hey,
bro. Talk
I'm
about
just
it.
keeping it real.
I'm curious to know who's on your who's on.
I'm just waiting for Rick to finish his.
All right, so we got Joe so far. I did mention NSYNC and Backstreet Boys honorable mention.
That's R&B. I mean,
No. But like
We'll
they
take
had
honorable mention.
honorable mention. Like they were like just. Let's see who else we got. Man, I'm thinking about Babyface. Like back in the day, like he had some bangers. He definitely had some bangers.
where you putting Jodeci and Drew Hill?
See, I listened to both Jodeci and Drew Hill a lot growing up. Jodeci initially, of course, and then later Drew Hill. I feel like there's a heavy overlap there in terms of like the lane they were going for. 5 Steps is a timeless song by Drew Hill.
Oh, I forgot Brian McKnight.
Hey, it's not
Oh.
my turn yet. Keep going.
I mean, I could just keep naming some, but yeah,
Name
please.
'em.
I have notable mentions
Name them.
like one hit wonders. Frankie J.
Oh man,
Wow.
Frankie J.
mention it recently. Who's that cat? What he saying? That?
Don't wanna cry,
Oh my gosh. Voices of Theory.
Woo, they had a banger.
Yeah.
Is it Voices of Theory? Is that
Yes.
the? Yeah.
That is the group. Say it.
Yeah.
There's-
Say it.
What women sing R&B?
See, I was gonna name drop Mariah Carey when she was like in her early bag of like,
Tony Braxton.
Tony Braxton, bro.
Wait a
Damn.
minute. Wait a minute. We're talking R&B. We gotta take Mary J. Blige if we're talking R&B. She was the queen of queen of R&B.
You ain't
Sorry,
wrong.
Mary J.
I've
Blige.
You ain't
never been a fan of Mary J. Blige.
I think you're bugging.
She
I
can't-
think she had. I really think she had hits.
hot take. She
it's-
can't sing.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
No, you know what? I'm not gonna disagree. I'm not disagreeing.
You
I'm
see,
not. Wait, hold on. Just to be clear, because there's gonna be a lot of pissed off female fans.
No, she
specifically.
can't. She has great music. She can't sing a lick.
That's what I was about to get at. Is that no? This happens a lot.
Mid.
oh my god.
This happens a lot, and we saw that happening at the R&B verses when it was like Ray J. All these are
Exposed.
They all had great hits, but when they got exposed to sing, wow, I was very disappointed. Back to Mary J. Blige, she has really good music, really good hits. I gotta agree with the fact that she really can't sing, but she has a great song with Music Soul Child that is a hit. I forgot the name of the song, but
That
it's
is a
hit.
shocking take. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've heard that take, but
I will listen to her.
now that you're saying it,
Her studio albums sound
Well,
sound good.
no. That's yeah.
Live,
Studio album.
live. Get her out of there. Get her out of there.
Nah, for real. Yes.
would you say she has presence?
Yeah.
She makes herself known in the room.
yes. It's Mary J.
I
yes.
think her biggest attribute is that she can interpret the song rather than singing.
That
it.
is so
her song
well
is
said,
like
dude.
heartbreak. Like
Yes.
she can interpret the struggle.
You
Yes.
feel that shit.
So I think that's where people
Yeah.
connect.
You know, that's exactly what it is.
That's spot on.
Absolutely.
But if you're gonna tell me she's gonna sing the national anthem, get her out of there.
Yeah, we ain't talking
I
about
don't
that.
want it.
Like when I'm Going Down came out, that song
Uh-huh.
had people like, damn. That song is a classic.
Yeah.
So back to mine, I will definitely pick Mary J. Blige. I'm picking Lauryn Hill.
Oh,
Quickly.
my God.
Mm.
I like the old school dudes. Luther always kills it. Barry White is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody ever had this type of voice. That's why I really, really mess with him. Like his voice is crazy.
Facts.
Going back to the new, Drew Hill. So here's a hot take, because you just said mention Jodeci and Drew Hill. Jodeci had good hits.
Mm-hmm.
Great hits. Casey and JoJo were the dudes though.
True.
Devontae and the
True.
other, I forgot their name, to be honest. I think one of them made the beats. Again, Jodeci's a great group, but my heart right here, Drew Hill. Drew Hill was like that sultry kind of
Yeah.
R&B that just, they took it there. So Drew Hill, obviously, Brand
April
McKnight.
Showers. Dude, I sang April Showers at my first
Yeah.
wedding, bro.
It just, they have so many hits, man. They have hits,
Yeah.
and they can sing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, back to the ladies. One of the best live performances I ever heard was from Fantasia.
Okay.
She can sing.
Yeah, she can.
She can sing.
She
And-
interprets the song well too. She got that
exactly
struggle in her
like
voice.
her this If You Don't Want Me, I forgot the name of the song. I think it's You Don't Want Me. She performs that live. Like, I listen to that from time to time because it's a great performance. Going back to the fellas, as far as new guys, Music Soul Child, another guy that's kind of old, Bilal. I used to really like Bilal.
I never heard of Bilal.
So Bilal was more when it was like that neo soul came out. It wasn't necessarily R&B. It was more soulful. When they had it was Music Soul Child was a big part of that. Angie Stone.
My fault.
What's the other one? The very popular one. She's thick too. Got Jill Scott. Beautiful lady.
I mean,
I forgot to mention one of my favorite artists of all time, John Legend.
Wow. Okay.
we could spend some time up in this place. While we're at it, guys, why don't we, I'm sorry, let me just say this is what we're going to do. Guys, we're going to go ahead and put together a Spotify playlist of Offbeat's top tier R&B selection.
Can it be safe and sultry?
Safe and sultry. Offbeat, safe and sultry. There it is. Be on the lookout for that, guys. We're going to go ahead and take a little break right here. We'll be right back. Appreciate you guys. Stay tuned. Keep it locked.
Word.
All right, and we're back. Thank you guys so much. We're still here. We're still at it. We're just talking about some R&B little ditties, like we mentioned. Feel free to check out the upcoming links here. We'll make sure to drop them in the description if we have them on deck, but also stay on the lookout to the socials. Once again, at Shannon.Ortega on Instagram, at JAlexander_. Be on the lookout for that R&B. I'm sorry, what was it? Offbeat, safe and sultry?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. So, we were just about to get into it earlier. We kind of derailed as we usually do, but we wanted to talk about that new DJ Khaled.
God did.
Dude.
I don't even know why.
Bro, y'all saw that Speedy interview?
Yes.
Yes.
He could not keep a straight face. Yo, can we just, real quick. Can we just please talk about DJ Khaled for a little bit?
If we must, I guess.
This man in a culture of infinite memes and the internet being undefeated as it always is, this guy for some reason remains like an enigma because people still can't figure out, is this guy serious? Or is he just playing a part? Or is he just crazy? Like, it's like, you can't put a label on this guy. Like, what? Xander visibly annoyed for those not watching the pod.
No, it's just going to it, right to it.
Yep.
I don't mind his antics. I don't, but then when it comes to who you are now, it's like, all right, dude.
He was straight face.
Take it easy.
It breaks my fucking heart, man.
It's like,
They didn't believe in us.
Right.
This is so serious about it.
I'm just like, all right, guy. I'm done with this guy.
I think it started off as a character, and he's just in it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like full-blown caricature, right?
It was his alter ego, now his alter ego is him, which is crazy when that happens. I've seen it happen with one of my friends. It was so weird. 'Cause it was like, relax. But anyways, back to DJ Khaled. The guy did. I've listened to a couple songs, particularly the one with Jay-Z with his verse. It's being talked about a lot.
Verse of the year, Xander?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Verse of the year.
I mean, hey.
You're still young, but
Is it though? You
coming to an end.
had Andre 3 Stacks, right? on that Kanye feature. You had the J. Cole verse on that Drake song. I'm drawing a blank right now.
J. Cole had a lot of verses this year.
He did, but that particular one on that Drake track was pretty nice.
Which one in particular? I'm trying to figure out.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Please do.
Yep.
Do you have any other verses that can compete with Jay-Z? Because again, I think it's a great verse. Is it even a top 50 verse from him? I don't even think so. That's how many verses Jay-Z has.
Okay, I mean,
Just to be
damn.
clear, and not to jump off the Joe Budden podcast, they did this.
Okay.
they went out there and they started saying all the verses. I was like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. And I went back to all these verses. This verse might be like in the 70s. That's how many verses Jay-Z has that is a lot better than this.
Wow.
And this is really good. Just to be clear. I like this verse a lot. I like this verse a lot. Very good,
Great
clever
verse.
clever wordplay. Everything about it was great. Jay-Z has a lot better verse than this. A lot more better verses than this is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, he's got so much skin in the game that it's like his body of work is so, tenured that it's hard to quantify this as a top whatever verse. But my man went on for like 5 to 7 minutes on this track. Like, he really, I mean, let's not sleep on the Lil Wayne verse as well. Like, that was pretty good too.
Sure.
Real quick, the J. Cole song I referenced a moment ago was Pipe Down. So it was his J. Cole's verse on Pipe Down. That was that little feature.
I would even say that the J. Cole feature with Benny the Butcher, I forgot the name of the song. If you can look that up really quick.
Benny the Butcher?
Benny the Butcher featuring J.
You
Cole.
got it.
That verse from J. Cole alone overtakes this. And if you have heard that, or if you haven't, please listen to it and you give me your opinion.
Benny the Butcher. Johnny's P's Caddy.
Yes.
Johnny P's Caddy. Excuse me. Johnny P's Caddy. Okay, I vaguely remember listening to this.
But going back to the DJ Khaled's album.
Yep.
And the JC. So we all know DJ Khaled likes to, he does this, you might understand this analogy. He does to create a player team with every song. He just picks the best and kind of throws them in there. I'm like, Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, and Rick Ross. I think this could work. And just throws them in there and just hopes that something good comes out of it. A lot of the songs are just guys that he thinks they're just big names and throws them in there. And I don't mind it. I think this CD right now that he did was probably the best one he has ever put out. I personally like this better than anything else he has put out before.
Say what you want about DJ Khaled. He has consistently delivered hits. Whether we like him or not, whether he's a caricature or not, consistently, year after year, bangers. And granted, whatever his role is in the production of said songs, whether he played a major role or a minor role in the production of whatever song, his name is slapped all over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he's a creator. Let's not take it away from him. He created this. He has the clout to say whatever he wants. And
it's true.
And he
It's
is,
true.
and he does it. And I don't mind that. You have work hard for what you have. You can do whatever you want. I'm just not particularly too fond of him, to be honest.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that point, but I will agree with your point about the album. The project as a whole, I think, was very well executed. I think he very intelligently selected the features he was going to have. To be fair, much like some of the other albums of the year, whether it was, I'm thinking about Breezy specifically. He had a couple feature artists on there that was some were great, some were not so great. Of course, Drake. Damn, CLB came out this year, or was that last year?
I think it was this year.
What a long ass year.
Yeah.
And then we had Donda also this year.
And Kendrick Lamar.
Damn, bro. We had a lot of good music this year.
We just said verse of the year.
Yeah,
Kendrick has some verses in that CD that
sure
can
did.
battle this. So that's why I'm like, there's some stuff out there that can battle it. To be honest with you,
He did. Jay-Z really went in though.
but this is the thing. This is where JC has leverage. He had 5 minutes of just he's a feature.
That's true.
This is not his song. It's a feature, and he had 5 minutes. That he has to say a lot. It's 5 minutes. So again, I like it. I'm not saying I don't like it. So
Did you hear that
clear.
M track? I think it was "Use This Gospel." It had that the Kanye sample, "Use This Gospel" from the Jesus King album, and it had featuring Eminem.
I haven't actually.
It was pretty good. Eminem is super talented, man. Like I can't believe like all these years later. I mean, I guess I can, right? Because all these other guys are still kind of holding their own. Still doing what they do. But the fact that M could come on this album, be a feature on this, using a Kanye sample on a DJ Khaled album, with Eminem. It's just very it's a lot of layers to it.
No, I get it. So Eminem is my Silk Sonic for rap. I am not looking him up when I want to listen to rap.
I'm not saying that.
No,
he's gonna be like a selection, but the fact that he is consistent in his flow. Let's give him that.
No,
right?
I want to make sure I'm not disagreeing with anything you just eloquently elaborated on. I'm just saying he is that when it comes to rap to me.
I feel you.
He's not, and I know a lot of people that I'm talking about, they get crazy when I say something bad about him.
Eminem stands.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're serious. They're as bad as Trump fans. I mean,
my wife would like to have a word with you.
Exactly.
Yeah, my wife could just straight up. She could drop some bars. Shock. Like I remember the first time I saw my wife drop like some M bars, I was like, "Who are you?"
I respect that. No, he has a very strong fan base.
Yeah, it's true.
And I respect that. I respect them. I'm just
okay. Sidebar.
Yep.
As far as white rappers are concerned, is there anybody else in the conversation?
I used to really actually like MC Search back in the 90s. He's a very old rapper.
Not ringing a bell.
I have no idea.
This is like early 90s.
Okay.
This would be like around when Vanilla Ice was around. But he was actually good.
Wow. Is
MC
there anyone else?
Another white rapper?
Any other mainstream artists who
White?
you would? Yes. Fred Durst doesn't count. Damn. I mean, exactly, right? So, like, you have to, as they say, give the man his flowers. He carved out a lane for himself and was like, this is me. And the fact that other hip hop titans give him that respect, I think says a lot about his, like, talent. You know what I mean? I'm not disagreeing with your point, right? He's maybe another, like, oh, yeah, whatever. But, like, there's who else is there, right? Like that's kind of makes you pause a little bit.
And I think that's why he's at where he's at, because he's kind of like the lone white rapper that's sitting on that throne.
Yeah.
But if Eminem was black, he would be another rapper, just like another decent rapper. But since he's the white Lone Ranger, it's like that guy's good.
But I don't know. Would you say? I don't know, man. I feel like Eminem has
I feel if Eminem was black, he would be a good rapper, but he would not have the stature that he has right now.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
Okay. All right, fine. I'm not gonna push because I'm not like an M stan, but parts of his talents I think are unique to him. I would say like his flow, like his ability to say words very quickly, kind of a little bit reminiscent of Busta Rhymes in a way. But even Busta Rhymes sounds different than M, right? It's like Busta Rhymes has like that whole, man.
Bro, if Busta Rhymes was white, Eminem would not be in the picture.
There you go. Yeah.
Because
I feel that.
Yeah, if Busta Rhymes was a white guy, Eminem would have some trouble. He was like, oh shit, who is this?
Yeah. Fair enough.
But again, let's just move on.
We can move on. No, I mean it was worth highlighting. It was worth highlighting because
it's a lot of pissed off people right now that want to throw things at TV.
I was just saying that particular track on the God Did album, pretty good.
No,
it was a nice sampling of the Use This Gospel song on the Jesus is King Kanye album.
I gotta check it out. I haven't checked it out.
It's pretty good.
Which, side note, I had the conversation with a friend of mine, I believe it was Tashin, shout out to Tashin, about, I think you were on it was a live expo, I think you were on too, how if there's an artist that I would like to see do a stand-up, it will definitely be Kanye West. I think Kanye West is genuinely funny, not trying to be funny, just funny. Like, I think he's a funny guy. I would actually go watch him do stand-up. I know that a lot of people don't like Kanye West, but I'm talking about just his antics, just go up on stage and just be Kanye. I will have a ball.
So you want to give Kanye
A 30-minute
open
stand-up.
mic.
Yes,
Just-
30-minute stand-up. Like what T.I. did.
I think it'll get weird.
I would
Yeah.
agree with that.
This is the reason why I say that. Every time Kanye West has an interview, I'm laughing. I laugh somehow because of him.
But it's just because he's saying like ludicrous shit 90% of the time.
But that's what I'm saying. That's
I would say that about DJ Khaled. Like just saying some raw, random shit that doesn't make any sense.
But this is Kanye though. Like this is no alter ego. This
Okay.
is no character or character. This is Kanye West. Like this is him, and he has been forever.
It's the way he lives his life.
This is him. This is not a alter ego. This guy DJ Khaled, I think he's just messing around with whatever he's doing. But back to the point, I really think that Kanye West will have a good set. I don't want to say a great set, but a good set. Let's just say better than T.I. set.
Sure. I mean, that's a low bar, though, to
It's
be
a
fair.
very low.
T.I. was not funny.
He's not funny at all. And he got upset when people were calling him out. And it's like, yo, this ain't your lane, bro.
Hey, if you're going to step on that stage, you got to be willing to take the heat, man. Sorry.
You have to.
Yep.
It's like,
Just keep at it. Speaking of Kanye, X, you had shared recently on your Insta stories, Kanye looks like he's breaking up with Adidas
and Gap.
and Gap. Sounds like kind of a big deal. What do you think the likelihood is that he pushes forward with this?
One, he called them the new baby mamas. So I think
Wow.
that alone is the
Wow.
sign that he is gonna I think when his contract expires, he's gonna go. So I don't know where he's gonna go. And this is the thing. I don't know why Kanye West keeps going to different brands to just start Yeezy alone. What is holding
He's
him
definitely at that point. I think that's what he's trying to. He's obviously trying to make a push for that.
back? And not just that. I mean, he's a billionaire, I believe. He already hit a billy.
According to the Jay-Z verse.
Right. So it can't be the money. It can't be money. And even if it is, let's say for example he doesn't have the money, I'm pretty sure he'll have investors to throw in.
Absolutely.
Anything Kanye West does, it turns into gold. This isn't something that is old. This is anything he does sold out.
So, related sidebar. Okay, we're talking about Kanye making, Ye is already a brand unto itself, even though it's not. But like when we talk about the stem player, that's 100% a Ye product, right? Like it's him. When we talk about was it Donda 2, right? Exclusively, supposedly going to be released exclusively on the stem player. And that was a travesty of a release. People were super pissed about it. They made the assumption that, you can only get this album by buying the stem player, right? So obviously by him kind of saying that, right? Obviously people are going to go out, the Kanye stans are going to go out and buy this thing right away because they want access to that music. Turns out you can get the music anyway. It was just one of the ways you can get it. So people were mad about that. But the point, to bring it home, like he's already got physical hardware that is like the Kanye brand, right? On top of all the stuff that he does with fashion, he's like left a significant imprint on the fashion community or the fashion industry with just his name alone and what he's been able to do and the shit that he wears and the it's crazy, bro. Like the amount of influence this guy has is unbelievable, right? And so full circle, right? You're in bed with Adidas, you're in bed with Gap. Now it's like, well, I could just do this by myself. The way that a lot of current media, if you will, is doing things, right? Self-publishing, owning your own masters, owning your own shit, having the rights to your own stuff, right? He, him and a lot of the old timers kind of grew up in an era where the music industry was still like, the end all, but we've definitely transitioned away with that in a world where it's like direct to consumer services, right? When you have stuff like Patreon, or like YouTube subs or like Insta, where you could give money directly to your favorite person, your favorite artist, right? Community driven stuff. So if anybody could pull it off, it's him. Like he's definitely like an ideal candidate to really spearhead that movement at a massive scale. Thoughts?
I mean, I agree. I mean, this day and age, you can pretty much, You can do everything yourself. You just need the money. Actually, you don't need the money. Having the money is a plus.
It's a nice bonus.
It's a big plus. But as far as like you saying, a lot of people in media, like if I wanted to create an album right now, I could.
Yep.
I have all the technology to do it. The other stuff I don't have, but it's easier nowadays to do what you want to do than it was 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
In Kanye's scenario, I don't know what's stopping him. He has the money, he has the product. I mean, it makes sense for him to break up. I know he was pissed off at them a couple months ago because they released some colorways that he wasn't approving, whatever.
Man.
But if he goes his own route, it's still gonna sell out. Now, would the price go up?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably.
Because right now, the resale market of Yeezys is wild. So the data tells you you're selling them retail for, let's say, $200. Actually, no. These are selling retail for $90.
I'm sorry. Can we get this on camera real quick? Yeah, there we go. Right there. Boom. There it is. Take it.
I think
I'm sorry, okay, what was it retail?
$90, $100, $90 to $100.
Okay.
Yep.
I forget. The resale is going for $250. So Kanye's probably gonna look at it. He's leaving $150 on the table. So would it go up? It's probably still sell out. Price is just gonna get higher. So no brainer for him.
So, jumping on that, Kanye did have a interview where he made those specifically to make them cheap so people can actually afford them. So if let's say Kanye West does get his company and is just owned by him, I'm not necessarily sure he's gonna up the prices. I don't think Kanye West is so much concerned about upping the prices, just about getting his merchandise out. So I personally think the issue that happened with Adidas and Kanye was that Kanye doesn't like to partnership with anybody. He likes to, I'm here, now I'm running shit.
Right.
Move. I'm the genius. You're not. I know how to do everything. You don't. No, this is Adidas. They've been here for decades.
Yep.
You are working for them. Whether you like it or not, you're working for them. And the part that I'm having, again, Adidas did the wrong thing by copying Kanye's shoes and doing their own. That's the part that I'm like, nah, that's not cool. But when you come and you start saying, yo, this is what I'm doing, this is what's gonna happen, and that's it, no. That doesn't work like that when you work for somebody else. I can't go to work and be like, hey, principal, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna leave at 2 p.m. Got it? That's it. I'll be like, yeah, you're fired, and that's it. But Adidas know they can't fire Kanye. Kanye's he has a lot of leverage.
I think they need Kanye more than they don't. I
Fair
mean,
enough.
not that they don't need him, but not that they need him.
They don't. They just, he is a huge bonus.
Yeah.
But they still have a lot of people out there, and they have Adidas. Adidas is still a brand that is
Timeless.
Adidas is gonna
Yeah.
be okay. They'll
Timeless.
be
That's
all
what I'm
right.
saying. That's what I'm trying to say. They still have Pharrell.
Run
which
DMC
doing
would like to have a word.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They still have Pharrell. They still have like all these rappers and other people that they have that do in collaboration. But obviously, it's not Kanye. It's nowhere near Kanye, but they have other people. But like you said, they're gonna be okay. But Kanye needs to just do his own thing. Kanye can't partner up with anybody.
He seems like a difficult person to work with.
He is.
Steve Jobs.
It's just we're seeing it, and it's not even
Worse.
us thinking. It's we're seeing it over and over and over
Facts.
again. Like this is just
Yeah.
him. It's just who he is.
But I feel like that's the curse of every quote unquote genius, right? You know, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, like very difficult persons to deal with because, like, you know, oh well, you have to make room for the genius, right? Like you have to make these allowances for like this, like you know, fourth dimension thinking that you're doing, right? Whatever it is, like these creative ideas that you have.
yeah.
But like what I think about is, okay, fine, you're breaking up with Adidas. Who's gonna build? Well, like what factory are you gonna partner with to manufacture this brand that you're trying to do, right? Are you gonna literally, okay, now I gotta build a factory, I gotta hire managers, I gotta hire staff, I gotta hire machines, building something like that from the ground up is like a gargantuan thing. And granted, I'm not
It's
saying
huge.
you can't do it.
Yeah.
But like to scale up where you're gonna meet the demand for the product that you're trying to put out, good luck.
I agree. I completely agree. But right now, if let's just say I'm a warehouse in China and I'm listening to this news, I am licking my chops.
Yeah.
I'm like, Kanye, please just pick us, because they know this is gonna be constant work. So he's obviously gonna go somewhere in China because that's where all the. That's
a great point.
So who it is gonna actually say, yes, thank God you picked us. A huge boost to the economy. Whoever it is gonna happen when this happens. I don't know when and if it's gonna happen. I don't know if it is gonna budge and say do whatever you want. I highly doubt it. But whoever he picks is gonna be a huge boost to whoever's country's economy.
Then you also have to think of like, is someone gonna throw him the bag for coming to them? You left Adidas. You think Nike's gonna be like, hey,
yo,
come back home?
Right. Yeah, he had a rough start with Nike, right? Originally,
He had a rough start with them.
And a rough ending with Nike.
But let's say any other company,
yeah,
Yes.
Reebok,
any other company,
Fila.
but that has the money to be like, hey, we're gonna offer you
Yep.
X amount of money to bring your line over here. I mean, that's something to consider.
Look, if I am, let's just say Fila,
Yep.
who is still doing their thing.
Sure.
Let's just put it out there.
Lululemon.
I am, yes.
LA Gear.
I am having a meeting, and I'm saying, what do you want and what do you want to do? Here's the keys. I'm not saying anything else because Kanye West is gonna make that brand relevant.
Right.
Yeah, the deal that I would if I were random company whatever and I have the infrastructure,
Yeah, LA. Let's say LA Gear, even though
and be like, hey, Kanye, come on, you have all creative control within this bubble of Yeezy. Have it. We'll supply we have the suppliers, we have the everything.
yeah, the bar work.
You
We'll do everything.
you control this part, and we'll take X amount %.
Bro, that just reminded me. You remember? I don't know if you heard about this when Lady Gaga was the either brand ambassador or creative architect of Polaroid. You hear about this?
No.
Talk about like what like it was just like a weird pairing of like artists with brand that didn't necessarily, there was no synergy there.
Yeah.
And so as we're thinking about this, right, like who's a good fit that is not Adidas for the quote unquote Yeezy brand? You know, I like your point about Nike kind of coming back and being like, yo, here's a blank check. We'll just be over here if you need us. Just let us know, right? Because to your point, that's like automatic bag. Like you don't even have to think about it. You got a whole ocean of people who are gonna come with that brand and are just gonna buy whatever it is that this guy puts out. But you have to have a certain level of brand clout to be viable. You can't just be like some off-brand garbage, because then there's like a little bit of like degrading of the premiumness of the brand, I guess, for lack of a better phrase.
Because Kanye is still bougie. He's not
Right,
gonna
right,
pick any. He's gonna pick a brand that people really mess with.
Yep.
So I completely agree with that point.
Yeah. Who knows? We'll see what the future of the Yeezy brand is.
I guess we'll find out. Well, guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys coming through, saying what's up. Go ahead and drop some likes if you don't mind. Also, go ahead and type in the comments there. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what your thoughts are. Let us know if you agree with Xander about Jay-Z being a casual, a filthy casual. I'm just kidding, guys. Now we appreciate you guys coming through. Once again, all the links to our socials will be in the description. Thank you guys once again.
Deuces.